Iran is now on day 6 of a nationwide protest. And this is no longer just about the economy. What started out as outrage over inflation and a collapsing currency has now exploded into a full scale unrest across Iran, including multiple neighborhoods in Tehran itself. On January 2nd, protests spread into residential districts, with crowds chanting death to the dictator and down with the Khamenei, signaling that security forces are losing control even in the capital. Outside Tehran, funerals have become flashpoints, and in various provinces, mourning ceremonies for protesters that were deleted by security forces quickly turned into massive anti-regime rallies. In one province, thousands surrounded a police station after a funeral, leading to violent clashes and reports of live fire. In another, family and crowds physically blocked authorities from seizing a protester's body, a tactic often used to stop funerals from becoming demonstrations. Now, human rights groups now confirm multiple deaths, including a 15-year-old boy, as protests stretch across Iran. What's different this time is the message. Protesters are rejecting both the current regime and past rule, chanting against dictators of every kind. 6 days in, this isn't isolated unrest, it's a nationwide uprising. Let me know what you think about this one in the comment section, because there's no stopping this, it seems like.
کلانتری از ما تصویر شد. کلانتری از ما تصویر شد. فاصله بگیر. فاصله بگیر. بی شرف، 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 بی شرف. Çalışın iki güne.
Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone who do rule and teach well. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barakatham, peace and blessings, salutations, as always, to the hopefully elect. So it's your brother Azariah back again, going into this these Iran protests that have erupted over the past 6 days. And there's really a lot going on with this. You just had Bibi, come to the White House, and this is what they were talking about. They were talking about ways in which they can get up into Iran and destabilize the government and, pretty much ruin their economy and things, because as we know, they've been, the small hats, they've been looking to destroy Iran, all right? But all these protests here, this is pretty much a color revolution happening within the nation of Iran, and this just happened out of nowhere, just all of a sudden, which we know that the CIA is involved in this, and also Mossad, okay, which is pretty much the CIA for the nation of Israel, okay? So they definitely got their hand in it. And also, America, they're pretty much destroying, well, not just America, but America being the top nation, they're pretty much destroying the Iranian economy, all right, by doing blockades, doing trade sanctions and things of that nature on Iran, okay? And also this kind of makes you wonder, did they implement a puppet leader in Iran, all right? Because now, you have, people out there protesting, just all this violence, which, like I said, it's just a whole lot going on with this. But for sure, you know, these protests are staged, man. Okay, because it's nothing for, you know, Esau to go up in these nations, you know, infiltrate, pay people off, you know, to have violent protests and, you know, burn things and destroy, man. Okay, that's nothing for these devils to do. All right, so we know that these Edomites definitely have their hand in what's going on in Iran right now, because really they want to destabilize the whole of the so-called Middle East. You know what I'm saying? And being that Iran, you know, you've been hearing BB say over the past few weeks, like, you know, we cannot allow Iran to restart their nuclear program. Then you have this happen. All right, so it's all very convenient timing. But nonetheless, you know, this all goes into biblical prophecy. Okay, when you go to what is that? Second Ezra's, yeah, the 9th chapter. Mine went blank for a moment. Second Ezra's chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And we're in that season now where the Lord, he's visiting the world which he made. As we'll read on, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. All right, today you had a 6.5 magnitude earthquake happen out there in Mexico. There was another one that hit out there in California as well. All right, so you're seeing earthquakes happen all over the earth and uproars of the people. You know what I'm saying? People going against their government, not paying taxes, you know, just being rebellious, man. Okay, these things are happening all over the earth, showing you that the Lord is visiting the earth and showing you that we at the end of this thing. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand. So when you see these things happen, then you should well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And how did the Lord speak of these things? Through his mouthpiece, the prophets. Okay, the prophets always come on the scene to let you know what's going to happen before it happens. All right, that's the job of the prophets and the watchmen. You see, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs, right? So all these things you seeing, you know, all these governments, man, you got Iran, you know what I'm saying? You got Taiwan, you know, Europe, you know, their people are going against the government. You know, certain African nations is going down, even here in America, Canada. Okay, you got people protesting, Mexico. The whole world is in an uproar, man. The whole world is going crazy because why? There's a global agenda being brought down and the people are not with it. So this right here from the BBC, Trump warns the U.S. will intervene if Iran kills protesters. And again, okay, this is that Cassius Belli, okay, because who is America? Who is Trump to go into somebody else's sovereign nations and tell them that they're going to intervene if you know, quote unquote, kill your protesters, which, you know, that's not what the Iranian government is doing. Okay, if anybody's dying in these protests, it's these paid actors. Okay, it's these individuals that were paid to go out, cause chaos, cause mayhem, so that Trump can make this kind of statement, man. Because again, you know, Trump, the United States, you know, is pretty much taking orders from the small hats to go into Iran and, you know, clean up that regime, to do a, you know, regime change, man. Right? So it says here, U.S. President Donald Trump has warned Iran's authorities against killing peaceful protesters, right? And he's saying it's like he cares about Iran. He don't give a damn about the Iranian people, man. This is just another excuse for them to go in and take over that region, okay? This is nothing more than modern-day Edomite colonialism, all right? Saying Washington will come to their rescue. And this is the same, you know, because Esau, he tries to use morality as to why he needs to be the world's police when he's the most immoral man upon the face of the earth. Same thing he did in Nigeria about those Nigerian Christians being killed, all right? Number one, Trump don't give a damn about American Christians right here at home, But you mean to tell me that you somehow now you have this heart for Nigerian Christians that are being, killed allegedly over there in Nigeria? No, man. Okay, Trump is a damn racist Edomite. Okay, Trump don't like so-called black people, man. All right. So that right there should just tell you that something is off. But he wants to go up in Nigeria, for the oil they got, for the gold reserves that they have, and the different minerals that they have over there. Okay, and they're trying to go up in Iran because of the oil and the resources that they have. And again, they want to destabilize that whole region. You know what I'm saying? They want to neutralize the Iranian government because they either have nukes or they're close to getting them. All right, and they don't want that threat to be posed to the small hats. In a brief post on social media, he wrote, "We are locked and loaded and ready to go," but gave no further details. A senior advisor to Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei responded by saying Trump should be, quote, be careful if he intervened, warning of potential chaos across the Middle East. At least 8 people are reported to have been killed in Iran after almost a week of mass protests sparked by worsening economic conditions. In Friday's post on Truth Social, Trump wrote, "If Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue." In his post, the U.S. president did not specify what action Washington could take against the Iranian authorities. American officials later argued that the strikes had significantly set back the prospect of Tehran building a nuclear weapon, a claim disputed by Iran. So there's just a whole bunch of madness going on over there. There's a whole bunch of violence taking place. And the West definitely have their hand in this, man. Okay, because they got to get Iran out the way. You see? But when you go to, let's get Isaiah, matter of fact, Isaiah 14, right? Isaiah 14, and because this devil, he wants rule over the whole of the earth, so that, now that, that's why he's coming down with great wrath, Revelation 12:12. You see? Isaiah 14 and verse 4. "That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased." And that's what's going to happen, man, because Babylon, the great America, through Esau, Edom, is oppressing the whole entire earth, man. Okay, that's that golden city. "The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth." Now, who smites the people in wrath with a continual stroke, man? That's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He's the one policing the whole damn earth. Okay, he's literally everywhere. Habakkuk 2:5 said that he keepeth not at home. So he's everywhere. He's in everybody's business. He's in everybody's affairs. All right? Esau is a busybody, man. He can't mind his own business. But ultimately, that's because he really thinks that he's the Most High. You know what I'm saying? He really thinks that he has a right to go on people's nations and dictate to them what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. All right, basically, if you don't bend to the will of America, then you got to go. Same thing they're trying to do with Maduro out there in Venezuela. You see? They trying to oust Maduro because they want to set up a puppet leader in that nation that's going to do the bidding of America. And also, they want that oil resource too. All right, but that's him smiting the people in wrath with a continual stroke. All right, giving the nations no rest. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest once the devil goes down, once America is destroyed and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. So once the wicked is taken out of his rule, the whole earth is going to be at rest. The whole earth is going to break forth into singing, man. Because why? Then peace is going to come. See, Esau, he's been set up to what? To take peace from the earth. So right now, that's why you're seeing all these wars. That's why you're seeing all these protests and uproars, man. Proverbs 29:2 tell you that when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So that all you have on the earth right now is mourning. Just look at America. You look at the people here in America, there's nothing but mourning, right? People not happy, man. You know? But that's the theme of the times right now, man, because Esau, he can never have enough. He can't be satisfied, you know? He wants to be like the Most High. Verse Isaiah 14:13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. All right, so it tell you there that that's this devil's desire, that he wants to be like the Most High, okay? And he's going to stop at nothing until he thinks that he'll achieve that goal, but it's not going to happen because the Most High is going to disappoint this man just when he thinks he's about to become a god, okay? There was another scripture I was thinking of. Psalm 64. Let's get that. All right. Psalm 64. Psalm 64:1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right. And the elite Edomites, all right, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, just to name a few, you know, those are the chief workers of iniquity. You know what I'm saying? They work iniquity all around the earth, man, which is why you see what's happening in Venezuela, what's happening in Nigeria, what's happening with Europe, what's happening with Taiwan, all right, what's happening now in Iran and soon to be other so-called Middle Eastern nations, man. Nothing but instability in the earth, man, because that's how this devil stays rich. You know what I'm saying? That's how he fulfills his purpose, by destabilizing the earth. All right? But no doubt, the plan to go up into Iran and destabilize that nation, you know, that was a secret council, man. You know, Esau, you know, came up with, you know, with that wicked plot, wicked idea that, yeah, you know, I'm a, you know, we're going to send some people in there, you know, we're going to stir up ruckus, you know, send in some agents and, you know, form some protests in the streets and, you know, saying, like, no doubt George Soros is involved in these things as well, all right? So this is the secret council of the wicked, man, who whet their tongue like a sword, just like Trump is saying, hey, if the Iranian government kills its citizens, then we're going to step in, okay? He's pretty much threatening war with Iran if they do something to them protesters, man. But that's their psyop that they set up to justify them going in anyway, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not, okay? So that you know what I'm saying, that's Esau, man. All over the earth, he just, you know, taking peace away, man. You know? So, you know, we're going to watch and see what becomes of these protests, if America is going to step in and do something about it, which, you know, we know that they, I mean, hey, as you read in the article, Trump already said that, listen, we locked, you know what I'm saying, like we locked in and loaded, you know, ready to go. So it's really only a matter of time before these wars really start jumping off. And they showed you on the cover of the Economist magazine that 2026 would be a year of war. And here we are, only in day 2 of the year, and more wars are jumping off, man, and more rumors of wars to come. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through Rakah Kedash. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kedash. And until next time, Lord willing, Shalom to the elect. Kwam Yashala, Wa Babu.